Hi everyone, it's me, Crystalline, your proactive conscious aging life coach. How are you guys doing today? I am joyful in the Lord and in the power of His might. Welcome back to my channel. First of all, I have to apologize to you guys for not having a video up before today. For some reason, my editing app will no longer work. So I have to try to find another one. And so I had been kind of, afraid to upload another video. So we'll see how this one goes, and hopefully it'll go okay so that I can continue on with bringing you the information that I want to bring you. Now, if you're new to my channel, thanks for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up, share the video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and most of all, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get my videos just as soon as I upload them. To all of my returning subscribers, thank you so much for being patient and sticking with me through this time. Now, today, I'm just going to give you a little tiny pageant update, but then I'm going to talk about some sunscreen information. Yesterday, we had our first pageant meet and greet, and so during the meet and greet, I got a chance to meet all the other contestants. There are 10 of us all together, and we had a great time. They gave us some little gifts. Let me show you this gift they gave me. It's a beautiful little bracelet with a little tiny crown, and then it has a charm on it too. It says, "Made with love." So I thought that was so nice, and we had our little roses pinned to us and everything, and we got our sashes that we're going to wear during the opening number of the pageant. So it's only a few weeks, guys. I think it's about 3.5 weeks before the pageant takes place, and so I'm really excited about it. And I am going to have another pageant vlog coming up after this video, I promise. You know, one thing that has held me back a little bit also is I bought a dress that I was going to wear for the talent portion of the pageant, and I decided not to wear the dress because it's black, and then our curtains are black. So I was like, what am I thinking? I'm going to wear a black dress on a black curtain? That's a no. So I have to rethink my talent outfit, and so I've been kind of holding back on that too, but I'm going to have it done this week. I'm serious, because I want all of that stuff out of the way so I can just focus on practicing my motivational speech, practicing my walk, practicing my poses, and those sort of things. So that's your update for today. Now, let's talk a little bit more about sunscreens. You know, that's one of my favorite subjects to talk about regarding proactive aging. A lot of African Americans, brown skinned people of all creeds, colors, cultures, races, whatever, they think that they do not need to use sunscreen for some odd reason. They think that our melanin is a kind of natural sunscreen, and it is to a very certain extent, but the sun does not discriminate when it comes to skin cancer. And so that's why I always recommend everyone, I don't care what color you are, from the whitest white to the darkest black ebony, use your sunscreen, because it is the rays of the sun that will give you skin cancer if you don't block them out. Now, today, I'm going to discuss a few dangerous and kind of toxic ingredients in chemical sunscreens. As you know, I am a huge advocate of physical sunscreens, and I'm just going to tell you the difference right now. A physical sunscreen makes a barrier on your skin between your skin and the sun. A chemical sunscreen actually goes into your skin and kind of absorbs the sun and then bounces it back out. You're blocking two different types of rays, UVA and UVB. UVA, you can remember that when you think of aging. The A stands for aging. So those rays kind of make you get the wrinkles and crow's feet and the little dark hyperpigmentations. Those are UVAs. Now the UVB rays cause burning. So if you go out to the beach or whatever and you're out too long without a sunscreen, you're going to get a burn, and that is caused by the UVB rays. So we want to protect our skin no matter what. And the 4th of July is coming up this Thursday. I also understand that Canada Day is coming up. If I haven't passed it already, happy Canada Day to my Canadian viewers, and happy 4th of July to my viewers in the United States. And praise the Lord to everybody else, okay? Hallelujah. You know, I'm joyful in the Lord and in the power of his might all the time. So with these holidays coming up, it's going to be plenty of people out on their boats. They're going to be out at the beaches. You're going to be out in the backyard barbecues with your friends and families. In other words, you're going to have more sun exposure than you normally would. So I think this is prime time to talk about how you should protect your skin. So since I am an advocate for the physical sunscreens, I'm going to talk down on the chemical ones right now. So what I have right now is my opinion, which is based on extensive research. And you know, you can always do your own research. You don't have to listen to me. Or if there's something that I say that you have a question about, look it up, okay? And find out for yourself and see what some other actual dermatological experts say about what I'm telling you. So I have my notes right here. So if I'm looking down, that's what I'm looking at. Based on my research, I'm going to tell you about a few of the toxic ingredients that you should be avoiding in a sunscreen. Now, I had someone come up to me last year and they had like a box in their trunk of sunscreen that they had been given from a place that was giving out sunscreen to people. And she showed me the sunscreen and it was full of these toxic ingredients. And she said, well, I said, you know, this is not a great sunscreen for you, but they gave it to her for free. So guess what? She was going to use it anyway. So that was another one of the reasons why I'm bringing up this topic today, because if that happens to you, somebody gives you some sunscreen, you wouldn't be able to look at it and read and say, okay, yes, no, and you can decide for yourself which kind of sunscreen that you want to use, and you can be more sure about what you're using. So I'm going to give you the dirty dozen ingredients in sunscreens. I say use the physical sunscreen. Now there are also some hybrid sunscreens, and that's where they combine a physical and a chemical. And that doesn't sound great to me, because that's like, well, why don't I add some arsenic to my fruit salad? Okay, why would you do that? Why would you want that? You know, it's not good. I think a lot of times people like the hybrid sunscreens because they are more invisible than the physical sunscreens. However, we're going to talk about some invisible ones as soon as I tell you these dirty dozens, okay? These are the top 12 ingredients to avoid in sunscreen. Number 1, Oxybenzone. You know, you can just look right on the label. It's right there. Now, these are found in many chemical sunscreens, and they enter the bloodstream and they circulate into different organ systems. They're linked to hormone and endocrine disruption. They cause allergies and photo-allergies, and they can be very, very harmful to the environmental systems. Amen. I want you to go to the EWG.org, and that is a website that talks about how ingredients found in chemicals can also affect our environment. It's a very, very good website. It's a fund of knowledge there. I highly recommend it. EWG.org. So that's our first one. And first of all, let me tell you about hormone and endocrine disruption. So there are certain chemicals that can cause hormone and endocrine disruption by going into your skin. And so what that means is that they're going to get inside your body and mess up your hormones, throw your hormones out of whack, and also your endocrine system. Some of them are even so bad that they have caused testosterone reduction in frogs, and they're also saying that it can be also found in humans. So I was having a discussion with someone the other day, and we talked about why there's so much infertility being found nowadays. Back in the day when our grandmothers and grandfathers were having children, they didn't have any problem having kids. My grandmother had 9 children. Okay, no problem. Nowadays, we got people having to get fertility treatments. They have to get in vitro fertilization and different things like that. Why do we think that is? All of a sudden, in these generations, we're seeing people who aren't able to have normal fertility. You better think about it, okay? Because it's not just sometimes our own bodies that have something wrong with them. It could be things that are in our water, things that we're eating and drinking that have effects on us that we don't even know about. And so I'm just, putting that bee in your bonnet. Look it up if you don't believe me, okay? It's not just all of a sudden during these generations we are all of a sudden, less fertile. That's not the truth, okay? They have chemicals that cause those kind of disruptions in our bodies. Number 2, octinoxate. This is an organic ultraviolet filter. It absorbs into the bloodstream and also causes hormonal disruptions to the metabolic and thyroid and other endocrine targets when it is absorbed in high amounts. It also can cause allergic reactions, and it's harmful when introduced into the environments yet again. Number 3, homosalate. It's a very common ingredient in the sun protection factor that absorbs ultraviolet rays. That doesn't even sound good. I don't want any ultraviolet rays being absorbed into my skin. I don't know about you. They cause hormone disruption, and they break down into toxic byproducts when they are in high concentrations. Where am I at? Number 4, octocrylene. A lot of these just even sound bad. You notice they all have multiple syllables, and a lot of times the skincare specialists tell you if there's multiple syllables on your products, just kind of try to avoid those. Well, this one is octocrylene. It neutralizes ultraviolet rays from the sun. It absorbs into the skin in amounts that are above the FDA's recommended limit. Number 5, Avobenzone. I see this all the time when I'm doing my research about sunscreen. The first one, the Oxybenzone, and this Avobenzone, they're always right there at the top. These are used to block ultraviolet A, UVA rays. They can destabilize and break down when exposed to sunlight. This can cause allergic reactions, endocrine reactions, and block testosterone when absorbed in high amounts. Didn't I just tell you that? They block testosterone. So if you're having some kind of infertility problems, it's not always the woman, sometimes it's the man, and you have to be careful about what you're putting in and on your body. Number 6, dioxybenzone. Used in cosmetic products that also provide ultraviolet protection. It leads again to endocrine disruption. Number 7, insolazone. This can cause the release of free radicals or reactive oxygen species. So we know that free radicals are ingredients and chemical reactions in our bodies that we want to avoid because they definitely lead to premature aging. Also, these are damaging to DNA, nerve cells, and other body systems. Number 8, I think, miratamate. These can release free radicals again or reactive oxygen species when exposed to light. And of course, if it's in a sunscreen, it's going to be exposed to light. That's why we're using it. Number 9, octisalate. This is an organic ultraviolet filter that can cause allergic contact dermatitis in high concentrations. There's also evidence suggesting that it has endocrine disrupting effects. Number 10, Patamate O. This is a really old one that has been out of use for a long time, but you still might see it. This can cause allergic dermatitis and photosensitivity issues, which is very interesting to me, because if it's being put into a sunscreen, you know, why would they put something that causes photosensitivity? In other words, sensitivity to light. Why would they even include that in a sunscreen? Who knows? It can also cause the release of reactive oxygen species or free radicals, which cause DNA damage, nerve cell injuries, and health issues. Number 11, Oxybenzone. Now, this can cause skin and eye irritation, as well as what? Again, endocrine disruption. Allows for deeper penetration of other chemicals. However, this chemical is not often absorbed in high amounts by the skin. Thank God. Okay? And you know, you may hear a lot of birds and wildlife. Right now I am out here on my deck and I have my bird feeder out here, so you know they're making a lot of noise because they're excited. Let me see. This is number 12, Sinoxate. This one absorbs UV rays and stabilizes other ingredients. It's often in sunscreens at amounts that are above the recommended limit. So those are the Dirty Dozens. I'm going to put them in the description box and you can look them up yourself. Also, as I said, look them up on EWG.org. That stands for the Environmental Working Group. You will love that website. Go on there. There's so much knowledge for you to obtain about skincare, ingredients, and just general knowledge that you need to know. So let's go on, because I want to talk about these sunscreens that I have right here. So I just tell you a little bit about the sunscreen that I like. I like the physical sunscreens. Physical sunscreens contain either zinc oxide or titanium dioxide, or a combination thereof. Sometimes they contain both. A little fun fact about zinc oxide is that it is both antimicrobial and non-comedogenic, which means that it won't clog your pores. It is perfect for mineral sunscreen. It's perfect as a mineral sunscreen for those who are sensitive to the chemical ones, and also those of you who have redness prone skin like rosacea or just sensitive skin in general. There's also documented evidence of zinc oxide being used as a medicinal ointment as far back as 500 BC. That's older than I am, right? While a combination of UV blockers is advised, zinc oxide alone provides the broadest protection across the UV light spectrum. So that's the good news about the zinc oxide, and I'm going to talk about the titanium dioxide as well. Now, a lot of people don't like to use these ingredients because they tend to leave that white cast on your skin that no one likes at all. Some of us who have lighter skin, it doesn't matter that much, but nobody wants to have that light cast, you know, that ghostly looking cast on their skin. So you're always looking for a sheer mineral sunscreen or some kind that's going to be sheer. And there are a million of them out there. You know, I'm your baby boomer beauty on a budget, so I'm going to show you some that are less expensive. First of all, I'm going to show you my very favorite one that did come back on the market. Last year I couldn't find it and I had to make up some. I had to jerry-rig some sunscreen to work on my skin, and it did work, but I'm so glad this one is back. This one is Biossance, and it's the Squalane and Zinc Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. I'm just reading it so I make sure I get it right. Squalane and Zinc Sheer Mineral Sunscreen. I love Squalane, always. And so I'm going to tell you something funny though. It used to be in a much larger tube. The tube used to be about this big and it cost about $32. Now we have experienced shrinkflation and we have a 1.7 fluid ounce tube for $32, okay? Only reason why Baby Boomer on a budget bought it, because it is my absolute favorite, and I'm going to show you how sheer it is. Just put a little dab on like that, and it just blends right in with my brown skin. I absolutely love it. Look at that. So it was off the market last year because I guess some people had complained to the company that it was causing irritation. And I'd never had any irritation with it, so I was kind of miffed that they took it off the market. But they did something to it, and it's back this year. And so this sunscreen has zinc oxide 17.68%. And it is an SPF of 30. I wouldn't mind if the SPF was up a little higher, but that just means I'm going to have to reapply it. It's about $32, and I got this one from Ulta. I think it was the last one on the shelf because people were buying it because they were glad that this was back. Now, I'm going to tell you something, being honest, for $32, this is going to be on my face and neck only, okay? Because I can't, this is 1.7 ounces is just not enough for me to use everywhere. So this is going to be on my face, neck, and maybe on my chest a little bit. I don't tend to wear bikinis and stuff like that, so I'm not going to worry about my arms, okay, and legs and other body parts because I got something else for that. Now, in my sunscreen video from last year, you may remember, since I couldn't get the Biossance, I got this one. This is the Vanicream sunscreen. I don't know if you can see that, you guys, but there you go. Vanicream sunscreen. And this one is zinc oxide 12%. And it does have an SPF, sun protection factor, of 50 plus. It says that it's water resistant for 80 minutes, non-comedogenic, as we just discussed, and it's the mineral sunscreen. Now, Vanicream is pretty sheer. I'll show you what it looks like. It's pretty sheer. I gotta rub it in for a minute. Okay, so you can still see a little white cast. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I'm using this, I often put it on when I'm biking outside. I put it on my arms and legs and any other part that's showing that's not my face. Okay, typically I'll wear a short sleeve t-shirt when I'm biking. So, you know, if it's a little white, I don't care. I'm riding my bike. Nobody is going to stop me and say, oh my God, she's using a mineral sunscreen that's not completely sheer. But when I was using it last year, I remembered the Biossance is Squalane and Zinc. And I happen to have a Squalane and E oil serum by QRX Labs. So what I did is I would add some of this to my Vanicream and voila, I had a very similar formula, and now it is invisible. Okay, there we go. So sometimes you may not have exactly what you want or need, but you can make something very, very similar. So now it's invisible. I use these two together. And so now I have this, and I can use these all over my body. All right, so that one is $32. I believe this Vanicream sunscreen was about $12, something like that. Now this year I noticed, I got this off of Amazon.com. This year, instead of saying it's a sunscreen, they have it as a moisturizer. So if you do look on it, if you do look on Amazon for it, it's going to say moisturizer. However, if you go to Ulta, they have it there as the regular Vanicream sunscreen. Okay, I mixed these two together and I got a completely sheer, see-through, invisible sunscreen. So I like that. Now there's some more out there. You know, as I said, I'm your baby boomer beauty on a budget. I'm not gonna pay. I mean, you know, I'm doing good to buy this Biossance. And like I said, it's only gonna be on my face, neck, and chest. And so that means it's gonna last for a while. Because I don't have enough money to spend on these other ones. However, if you're rolling, there's some other ones. We have Elta MD, we have COTS. There are a numerous amount of sunscreens out there that are completely invisible. I'll try to list some in the description box that I know that are invisible, so that if you're looking for that, you can find that. If money is no object, you can get one, no problem. I'm going to show you a couple of other ones though. This is Cetaphil, and this one is the Sheer Mineral Sunscreen, and it has, why did I keep saying sunscreen? Sunscreen. And it has the titanium dioxide 4.9% and the zinc oxide 4.7%. It has a sun protection factor of 50, which is very good. So they call this sheer mineral, and let's see how sheer it is. I might have put too much on. I'm gonna wipe some off because I'll be trying to get that on forever. And I'm not gonna mix it with anything. And let's say if I was just putting this on my arm, let's put a little bit more. I'm just doing it for demonstration purposes. All right, there we go. So that one is also pretty sheer. You know, that's doable if you wanted to have a sheer sunscreen. Now this one is, I think I paid about $10 for this. All right, so this is very, very budget friendly. It has a high SPF factor and it does go on sheer. I'm going to show you one more. Just take that off because I don't want to layer them. This one is Neutrogena, and this is Sheer Zinc Face. Also, broad spectrum SPF 50, which is great. And the ingredient in here is zinc oxide. It's pretty high, 21.6%. Great. And let's see how this one goes on. This one also says it's hypoallergenic and oil free, water resistant up to 80 minutes. Let's put a little bit on here. I love the consistency of all of these. They're not chalky. They're not real thick. They go on like a lotion. This one, I have to rub that one in pretty good. But, you know, the thing about it is, even if it's not completely sheer, you are getting a great moisture benefit from the product at the same time as you get the sun protection. Now, that's pretty sheer. Pretty sheer. I would not complain about it. And this one, let's see, 2.0 fluid ounces, and it's sheer. I think this one, again, costs about between $10 and $12. It's budget friendly. So if you want to use this all over your body, you would be able to afford to buy some more without breaking the bank, okay? And so that's why I recommend those, because you have plenty of YouTubers on YouTube who will recommend more expensive products, and so you can go to their channel if you're looking for something more expensive.
This is what we have
for now. So listen, if you have any questions about these sunscreens or any of the ingredients that I talked about today, please put them down in the comments section. Also, I'm interested in, one, if you use sunscreen on a regular basis, and two, what kind do you use? Give me whether it's a physical or a chemical, and then also I'm interested in the brand name. Let's have a discussion. And again, I want to say happy Independence Day to all of my viewers from America, and happy Canada Day to all of my Canadian viewers. I'm so appreciative of your viewership. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.